Okay, type 3.2 over here essentially is the second kind of trigo formula that we'll be learning. Okay, take note, this type over here is a very common question over the past few years. Okay, because it came out in A levels about 2 to 3 years back. Okay, what happened was thereafter, because it's something that a lot of schools used to not focus on, and then A level came out, and then now a lot of schools start to focus on again. Okay, take note, that's the trend of the whole JC. Okay, whatever A level came out, essentially the next few years you do see a lot in prelims and stuff. Okay, reason means because there's too many things covered in H2 math, so it's almost impossible for me to predict what kind of questions come out. Will or will not come out in A level. So this is something that we need to be very familiarized with. Okay, so over here, okay, this is a table in your trigo. Okay, that will be you can actually look at MF26 under the trigo portion. This should be the last four trigo that we will actually see. Okay, given that sine p plus sine q give me 2 sine half p plus q cosine half p minus q, so and so forth. Ultimately depends on what kind of combination you have in terms of sine and cosine. Okay, so a very common question will be, I will ask you to integrate sine 5x cosine 3x dx. So whatever formula we have learned so far is we won't be able to integrate this directly. So what happens is from the four formulas in the MF26, we are supposed to convert to in terms of sine p plus sine q or sine p minus sine q, so and so forth. Basically, it's the left hand side. Okay. So what happens is that the questions are typically given you the right hand side, and you are supposed to convert back to the left hand side over here. Okay. So I'm going to run through with you a very common way that most students actually employ, and then thereafter I will teach you a shortcut in a way how to actually memorize this. Okay, so from MF26, right, you do realize that first thing we're going to see is what kind of combination are there. So if you look at sine and cosine, okay, we are most likely going to look at the first formula here, okay, because there's sine and cosine on the right hand side. So from here, how do I convert back to my left hand side? Essentially, you should realize that, okay, so over here, I will know that my half p plus q will then be equal to 5x. Okay, and my half p minus q will be equal to 3x. Okay, so from here you're supposed to figure out the p and q accordingly. Okay, so if you go and do a simultaneous equation, you should realize that p is equal to 8x, okay, and q is equal to 2x. Okay, you can actually go and stop this video and go and try out doing the simultaneous over here. Okay, so from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it to in terms of sine p plus sine q using my first formula over here. Okay, so this is equal to, don't forget there's a 2 in front here, so I always must bring the 2 over. So we have integrate of sine p. So in this case, p is 8x, so we sine 8x here plus sine q, and your q is 2x, so we plus sine 2x. Okay, and all this you can quickly calculate out to be, okay, integrate of sine will give me cosine, okay, or rather negative cosine, so it will be negative cosine x 8x divided by 8 minus cosine 2x over 2 plus c. Okay, so obviously if you want to bring out negative sign, it's okay also, so I can further simplify to this. Okay, cosine 8x over 8 minus cosine, or rather plus already because you bring out the negative sign. Okay, this is my final answer. Okay, so more practice for you. You can go and try to cover this one out. You should be able to derive as this as cosine 9x minus cosine 5x dx. Okay, then from here you just carry out integration. Okay, how do I know whether it's both cosine minus plus? You look at the formula. Okay, so in this case, because there's 2 sine, so we're going to use the last formula over here. And take note, the last formula here is negative 2, so you need to make sure that you bring the negative 2 to the other side as well. Okay, so you can try to pause the answer, derive the answer yourself. Okay, however, okay, what's over here at the bottom of the note, right, is basically I actually convert. Okay, instead of looking at MF26, I actually manipulated the equation accordingly, and then basically in terms of m and n, you should be able to derive the formula straight without having to do any simultaneous equation. Okay, so is there a trick how to actually use this table over here? Yes. Okay, you can either memorize this formula, okay, or alternatively what I always do is I just need to memorize that. Okay, so as I do this formula, okay, the first one is always m plus n. Okay, the next one will always be minus. Okay, whether it's sine or cosine, sine and sine, cosine or cosine, we look at the MF26 formula, then we derive accordingly. Okay, so you look at the right hand side, we derive from the left hand side. Okay, so the first part is always plus, the second part is always minus. Okay, then of course half or minus half, it really depends on which kind of combination we are looking at. Okay, that's why this formula over here, you do see that your 9x is actually equal to 7x plus 2x. Okay, your 5x essentially is 7x minus 2x. Same logic here. Okay, your 8x is 5x plus 3x. And then your 2x is 5x minus 2x. Okay, so yeah, minus 3x, sorry, not 2x. Okay, so this is something for you to learn if you feel that you are comfortable with memorizing this formula. Okay, if not, we can generally stick back to the same formula we derived from MM26. So there's no need for you to learn or memorize extra kind of formula over here. Okay, so that's type 3.2. The next video will be moving on to type 3.3.